At some point along the way, the person that we see ourselves as, the person that we appear to be, the personhood, I guess is a word, um, needs to be released, right? At some point, we leave this body and that person no longer is. You might not like hearing that, but somebody had to tell you. Um, so the person and everything we identify with and the stories and the history and the desires and the goals and all of that, whatever it is part of being that person, is all phenomena that arises in the space of awareness. It all gets released anyway. And whatever we don't clear out in this life, I believe we take with us, it stays with us, we travel with it. I think when we leave, we do go to a higher consciousness. There's no body, it's easier, it's lighter, but there's still all the tendencies that stay with us and we get to work them through in the next life. So when we hear in this world, and Lester used to say, and I think there's a really profound truth to this, that those who chose to incarnate on Earth right now, many of those who've done so have a very strong desire for freedom because the intensity of experience on this planet is pretty strong, in case you haven't noticed. There's so much going on in the world, in the country, and all over the place. And so the motivation to let go in a physical body in the contracted form is very, very strong. Use it to your advantage. You made the choice to be here. And even if you're not aware that you made a choice to be here, you are here. So use everything for letting go. Let go of the person that you are. That person is temporary. There is nothing you could ever release that you will regret releasing. Have you ever released anything you were sorry about, that you sorry you let go of it? Never. And if you're really sorry, you can take it back, but you won't. Because anything you can release is not you. And what remains when you empty out your past and your stories and your tendencies, and what remains after all that is gone is just your pure naked self, that which was always there. The same, very same self, unchanged from the moment you came into this world, from when you were born. You knew nothing of a world, a body, people, nothing. You just knew, you just were pure experiencing, pure being. That being is still there, completely untouched. So drop whatever you feel is you and just keep letting it go. Let go of identifying with it all. And what I find is really helpful for me, and I recommend some version of this for you, and you're probably all doing this in some way, but it's very important to take time to establish yourself in this knowing in mornings when you start your day. Do whatever it takes, whatever meditation or practice you have to just rest as that being. Know yourself as being. And then do your best to remain there during the day. Take periodic breaks during the day. Stop, reconnect, remember again. Give yourself the time and space and make it a very high priority in your world. It should be the highest priority. And then you get to the point, and I would imagine some of you are already there, when you just have to meditate. I call it meditation, just sitting and being. You can't, you're just like, you're starving without it. Like, where is it? Where's my meditation? You just need it. And it's a beautiful thing when you just need it and you want more and more of it. And when you find that your interest in other things is falling away and your interest in just resting and being is taking over. It's a beautiful thing, but you have to drive that. It's your intention and your will to have that above all else, to be willing to turn away from the attractions. Our lives are filled with sideshows, right? I mean, you're here and you want to go to this beautiful destination of pure, infinite, permanent, abiding freedom and joy, right? Great. And along the way, there's countless sideshows. Oh, look at that. Oh, whoa, what's going on over there? So we get pulled into those sideshows. And if you get pulled into one, you get pulled in, notice it, but then say, well, is that what I really want? Is that what I'm really looking for? Just keep going back to the truth of what you want. Don't get distracted by the sideshows. And I will, and it's just one other thing I want to add, and then I'll see if anybody else wants to share. But your minds, our minds will lie to us. about freedom, about letting go of the self. You're going to let go of everything you know. You're going to let go of what matters. You're going to let go of what's important. You're going to let go of the things you've built and done in this life. And the reality is, none of that happens. My dear wife, Marcia, and I, in a couple of months, will have been married 55 years. She's a wonderful woman, obviously a patient woman. We have five grown children. We have five grandchildren. We have so many things in life to celebrate and enjoy, so many wonderful things going on. And of course, the challenges that you will always have, that all of them are going through in different ways. I enjoy all of that infinitely more knowing who I am. I don't enjoy them less. I enjoy them more because I don't get caught up in the noise. I know who they are, so I know that they will sort through and work through, they meaning my kids and grandkids and their life's trials and tribulations. My point in all this is to say that we don't lose anything when we let go of who we think we are. We just let go of the noise and the clutter and the conditioning of the mind and the stories that are attached to this seemingly separate finite self. So as we dissipate that and drop it, all the conditioning and noise around it falls away. And all that's left is the ability to just enjoy them and feel the love and joy of being with them. And then, what they do, what they say, what happens, we got together this day, we didn't get together that day, none of it matters because you just trust the beautiful unfolding. And this life can be filled with beautiful and joyous things. So you lose nothing. And ask yourself, when you've released, when you freed yourself of whatever it is you've freed yourself of, have you ever lost anything? Is there any less of you? Is there any less of life there? So don't believe your mind. Your mind will tell you you're going to disappear. You're going to disappear if you let me all go. You won't exist anymore. Bullshit. You can't not exist. It's the only thing that's guaranteed is your existence. So don't listen to your mind. It's lying, trying to preserve this idea of you being a separate self. The mind resists like crazy the idea of you awakening because it's trying to sustain itself in the survival mode to exist. What does no longer exist is the belief that you are those thoughts and you are that conditioning and that's your fate. And thank God that doesn't exist. There's no part of me or my belief in my story that I've let go of that I regret letting go of. And in fact, I'm thrilled to be free of it because there was lots of pieces to it that weren't fun. So I just wanted to share that with you. Don't believe your mind, believe your heart, know who you are. Be that only, be still. Ramana Maharshi was asked to sum up his life's work, and he said, just be still and know yourself. I added that and know yourself, but that was implied.